Hey Gemini, it's the Organic Alchemist, and I am here with your monthly manifestation and abundance reading. As always, if you happen upon this reading at a later date, please just know that there's something here that is going to resonate and be useful in your current situation, and trust yourself in that. As always, thank you guys as well for all the likes, subscribe, shares, comments. I appreciate it all. I definitely love getting your feedback, knowing what you guys like. And last but not least, my Geminis, any information you want to follow me on social media, support the channel, book a reading, know what decks I'm using, all of that is below in the description box. So let's get into it for our Geminis. Overall theme for the journey of our Geminis this month, Spirit. Ooh, a voyage of the heart. Love flows to you and through you. So I do not know what you are working on manifesting, Geminis, but that sounds fabulous. Let's see. These are new, as you guys might notice. I love these guys. This is the Fairy Godmother deck. So we are going to see what advice your Fairy Godmother has for you, Gemini. So Fairy Godmother, what advice do you have for Gemini on the manifestations they are working on for this month? Ooh. Your Fairy Godmother said, make a wish, Gemini. Damn. I want this card. I want this card to come up for Capricorn. So Gemini, I mean, I feel you guys like just kind of in this really amazing, glorious space of, you know, really being connected in flow and in your heart, or if not, that's available for you. And literally, guys, your Fairy Godmother was just like, make a wish, boo. Make a wish. So make a wish, Gemini. So we're going to see how this is all in alignment with your spiritual path and your spiritual journey, and kind of your overarching theme in that area. So we have the 10 of Cups here, and this is really finding your harmony. And so it's in reverse. It is, the 10 of Cups is kind of that ultimate fulfillment within relationship, within the love aspects of your life, but that is in reverse for you guys. And so, but it's here. So, and I don't even know if we're going to take this in reverse. We're going to sit with this. We're going to let the reading play out a little bit, but definitely coming in to this place of, it's what I'm feeling here is it's almost like all your connections are in alignment. You know, the people that you love, the people that you care about, your soul family, you are in alignment with. And I think right now there may be aspects, the reason it's coming in reverse is that there are aspects that aren't in alignment that you have the opportunity as part of what you're working to manifest to bring those into alignment. And literally your Fairy Godmother showed up and said, make a wish. So make a wish. I'm going to say that to you guys the whole time. Make a wish. Make a wish. I want your wish. I'll take your wish. All right. And this is showing up in your reality, in your energy. This energy is showing up as a journey. And I really do believe for a lot of you, like it's a deeper part of your spiritual journey that is unfolding. And so that is definitely there for you. For some of you, this energy may be showing up as actual travel. But I think for a lot of you, it's that journey you experience in a relationship. It's that journey you experience through a project, that sort of thing. I think, and for some of you, it's really deeply a part of your spiritual journey. I'm definitely feeling that as well. But that's kind of the energy, the overall energy that you guys have coming through is this idea of journey. And again, part of that journey is to bring you to that place of allowing love to flow through you and to you, and reversing that 10 of Cups and bringing your relationship, the things that you love, into that higher harmony. So let's see how this is actually manifesting in your experience, Gemini. Ooh, interesting. So it looks like recently there was something that you may have been feeling like you just didn't have the strength and fortitude to kind of, whether it was to deal with, to move forward with it, to face it, to even just, for some of you, I feel like it's to give it a second chance. But we have the Ace of Swords here. And so you guys powered through with either some new way of thinking about it, with communicating with the person that you needed to communicate that this might be related to. And again, this can, this is manifestation in abundance. So we manifest you guys get it. You guys get it. It can be any area of your life, basically, is what I'm saying. But you guys kind of, the Ace of Swords is, yes, it's the ultimate power of the mind. It's the ultimate essence of air, but there's a force to it. And I feel like you guys kind of powered through this feeling of weakness, like you didn't have the fortitude, and you powered through and you created this new beginning. And in doing that, you have kind of really, I feel like I always look at the Queen of Swords as one of those cards where, she has begun to really harness that creative power, harness that passion, harness that fire to create the life that she wants. And you were able to do that through really getting your mind right. Because again, that's what that Ace of Swords is. It's that pure mind, air energy, that pure manifestation energy of thought. And bringing that together, you've been able to align yourself now with that creative force energy and really bringing that kind of under your control and really starting to get a level, at least in this respect or with this manifestation, a level of personal mastery with that. So let's look at what is the backstory that our Geminis need to know about for this manifestation. What is the backstory for our Gemini spirit? All right, let's see. What is your backstory, Gemini? All right, Gemini. So there is something that you were not winning. You were not getting the victory that you had worked for. And that is probably why you weren't feeling a whole lot of strength and fortitude in moving forward with this. And it looks like the Four of Cups is an interesting card because it's being presented with these things, but not really you just weren't happy with the options. Like you were trying out the options, you were trying to make them work, but they just weren't, the options that you were being given in this scenario just weren't working for you. And I think, you got to a point where you're like, okay, I've stepped back. I've thought about it. I've contemplated about it. And I think that's what, really forced you to move through, and it left you kind of in this place of like, I don't really know what to do. I don't have a lot of strength and fortitude, but I'm just going to do something. And so you did. So you definitely spent the time contemplating, spent the time looking. You really tried to kind of work with whatever it was. And it just wasn't working for you. And so you spent the time trying to look at it and examine it. And, even though you didn't know if you had the strength or fortitude, you still pushed forward and you got that mastery. So that's your backstory there. Let's get into your work, Gemini. Let's look at the affirmations universe has for you for this month. Goodness gracious. What affirmation does our Gemini need to focus on? Ooh, Gemini. So, and this is going to be, I love it. I love when these cards don't just focus on the finance, because I don't believe that they're just related to the finance. So anyway, magnetism, Gemini. I attract and magnetize to me all that I need and want. So now that is your affirmation, and alchemically sit with that, Gemini. Sit with that concept. Sit deeply with that concept. I actually, as I read that, I was like, oh, I might need to do a whole video on this. But sit with that, Gemini. Understand what that means. I attract and magnetize to me all that I need to get what I want. Some powerful shit, Gemini. All right, let's see. And see, you magnetized a wish. I'm sorry, I'm jealous of your wish. I am. I haven't done Capricorn yet. I hope we get a wish. I hope everybody gets a wish. Everybody deserves a wish. All right, anyway. Your reading is so much more fun than the first two I did, Gemini. I don't even know why. But, ooh, this actually came up for Taurus, Gemini. So there may be Taurus that you're working with, but it also could just be in general. But partnership. So the message from your guides, Geminis, is really, if there are opportunities for partnerships, if there are ways in which you can work together with others that are coming forward for you, those are in all likelihood going to be very beneficial. You know, always do your due diligence. Don't just go doing something based off of a reading, but definitely there is a lot of potential in any partnerships that are coming forward right now, Gemini. So sit with that as well. You can also magnetize that perfect partnership to you. All right, so let's look at the Mindset Soul Evolution work for a Gemini for this month. Universe, what is their work? Ooh, I like that. And then let's look at their shadow work, light work, spirit. What is the shadow work, light work for our... Ooh, Gemini, do you not want your shadow work, light work? Gemini's like, no, I've been doing enough work. I'm good. I'm really good. Please. Yeah, the cards can't shuffle. That's great. I don't need an assignment. Yes, you do. We all need our assignments. Oop, there we go. All right, yeah. So, Gemini, whatever resistance you are having to doing your work, I would say that just showed up in the cards, and I would work on that, Bill. I'm just saying. All right, so let's see. What is the shadow work, light work? Ooh. All right, Gemini. And I actually really am kind of seeing and feeling this in your reading. So excuse me, guys. Mindset, soul evolution work is surrendering stress. Again, going back to this whole concept up here where we're coming into magnetizing, you know, everything that you need to get what you want to you. That doesn't take work. It takes some focus, but it doesn't take like work. And then again, you know, this whole idea of the Queen of Wands of really starting to master your creative force, this Ace of Swords of bringing your mind forcefully under your control so that you can direct it creatively. So surrendering stress, because if you can do all that, Bo, why are you stressing? Like, just do it. Just do your work. And so on the flip side of that, you are working into, on your light work, shadow work, the light archetype of the beggar, and really confronting your own personal empowerment around physical survival. And if you look at this is all letting you know, like, no, your fairy godmother is showing up with a wish, boo. Like, you got survival on lock. You are mastering your mind. You are mastering your passion and your ability to direct your creative force. So, and you're obviously getting ready to learn how to magnetize. So, boo. Yeah. Good job. So definitely working on that, as well as for some of you who have mastered this or are seeing this, remembering to remain humble. Remembering what it was like when your mind couldn't comprehend these things, when people would speak these things to you and you might have been, yeah, right, or whatever. So also, so one, it's your own empowerment and seeing that, you know, you're good. You've got your survival on lock because you are really beginning to master how to manifest your reality, magnetize what you need, all of that stuff. But then also staying in that compassionate place of remembering what it was like, particularly when you're interacting with those around you. And, you know, this partnership came into mind, particularly also within this partnership that may be developing of what it was like when you didn't know these things and when you couldn't yet comprehend them, even when people spoke to you about them. So let's get into what outcomes, Spirit, can our Geminis look forward to if they are doing their work? What outcomes can our Geminis look forward to, Universe, if they are doing their work? Let's see. All right, so again, there are a couple of things. Geminis, you got a crazy week going. So number one, as you enter into this personal empowerment, again with the beggar, remembering not to get gluttonous and self-absorbed about it. Remembering not to put your own self up on a pedestal. Because this is a card of personal fulfillment, but it's reminding you in the action to not get all caught up in, I can do this, you know, and that sort of thing. You guys know what I'm getting at, because it's going to affect the planting of your seeds. Now, this is a really interesting card for me, because this is the Page of Pentacles I always see as planting a seed. Like that's what that card is for me. What's interesting is in the After Tarot, you have the Page of Pentacles, and he's there with a little gnome, and the gnomes help the seeds grow. And so there is an element here where this card is telling me that you have help, particularly on the other planes, through your guides, through the elementals here on earth, the spirits that help us here on earth, to get help with whatever you're working on. But you're not seeing it, you're not getting it, you're not taking it. And that's why that card's in reverse. So again, do your work, and that's going to be there for you, but you have to take it. And then we have the Knight of Wands. And this is going to be, this whole scenario is a reminder to keep, to keep everything, as you are moving into this amazing ability to manifest, to keep yourself in check. Because the Knight of Wands is kind of that passion, that creative force, that creative power. It can get away with you. The Knight of Wands is not as adept at wielding that as the Queen of Wands, which we do have up here, which is part of where you are. But just being careful in this scenario, because I do feel like you may be working with, particularly in this partnership, with someone who might not be at the same skill level as you, whether it be, you know, I talk a lot about this stuff spiritually, but it may just be in, you know, in whatever it is that you're working on together, but not to allow that to let things get looser, to let things get willy-nilly. Like, these are the things that you need to look at in your outcome. I feel like there's something else. Yeah, okay, so I think we're going to let that sit. Maybe it'll come through with the final message. So the final message for our Gemini spirit, what is the final message that you have for our Geminis? All right, and maybe that's what I'm feeling here, where up here we have kind of this place where you're in more of this state of mastery, where you've kind of pushed through whatever it was that you needed to push through in your mind to get the new beginning, and you've kind of harnessed that creative power. I feel like there are some sort of fears that are coming up that are kind of pushing this potential to go out of balance. And so that's your final message, is to work through your fears. Whatever fears are coming up for you around this scenario, around manifestation. And I feel like for some of you, it's actually around what happens if it manifests. It's almost like, yes, I want this to manifest, but oh my God, what's it's going to do for my life? It's kind of like, you know, you win, you know, a $500 million lottery, and now you got to figure out what to do with it. Like, it's great, but you can't just put that money in the bank. You know, so I think that is part of what's going on here too. And that's why you have these outcomes, because these outcomes are all great things. They're just, it feels like there's going to be that part of the work is you're working into these outcomes is making sure that you're balancing the compassion, the integrity, not allowing yourself to get thrown off or kind of more absorbed by the passions and the fires and everything that's burning to create this and to make this happen. All right, Gemini. So as always, you guys know, I really hope it resonates. Please